8 years ago, two men pulled off one of the largest banking frauds in India's history. Diamond merchant Mehul Choksi and his nephew Nirav Modi. This duo allegedly committed a 13,000 crore rupee loan fraud at the Punjab National Bank. Weeks before this scandal came to light, Modi and Choksi fled India in early 2018. Nirav Modi is currently behind bars in London, even as India continues to fight for his extradition. Choksi, which is the other fugitive, has been on the run. He has been hopping from one country to another, trying to evade authorities. From the United States of America, Antigua, the Dominican Republic, and most recently Belgium. In fact, a year before fleeing India, Choksi even managed to secure the citizenship of Antigua. But now it seems law is finally catching up with the 65-year-old Choksi. Mehul Choksi has been officially arrested in Belgium. Some reports say he was picked up by Belgian authorities from a hospital where he was apparently undergoing medical treatment. This arrest was after Indian agencies made an extradition request to Brussels. Choksi's lawyer here in India says they will apply for his bail on medical grounds. So what happens next? Will Mehul Choksi be brought back to India? Hello and welcome, I'm Shubham Chauhan. Let's get started. Fugitive diamond merchant Mehul Choksi was arrested by the Belgian police on Saturday. Raghav Ori of the Economic Times broke the story this morning. His report says Choksi was arrested following a request by India's Central Bureau of Investigation or CBI, and that Choksi remains behind bars as we speak. Also, Belgium has confirmed this development that Mehul Choksi was arrested. A reply from the Justice Department says he is being detained in anticipation of further legal proceedings, and access to his legal counsel has been assured. Belgium has also officially confirmed India's extradition request. Now, Choksi was first spotted in Belgium's Antwerp city in September 2024. Apparently, he came there for medical treatment. Choksi had secured a residency card of Belgium through his wife since she's a Belgian national. In March 2025, a report by Associated Times said Mehul Choksi submitted false declarations and forged documents to authorities there in his application process. The report, citing sources, said Mehul Choksi did not disclose the details of his existing citizenship of India and Antigua. Not just that, Choksi was reportedly planning to move to Switzerland to get himself admitted to a well-known cancer hospital in the country. Reportedly, Indian authorities had alerted Belgium even then. The Economic Times report says Belgian authorities had sought a formal extradition request from India. Towards the end of March 2025, which is last month, Belgium publicly confirmed that Mehul Choksi was present on its soil. Belgium's Federal Public Service of Foreign Affairs said that the government is closely monitoring the case and it is being handled with significant attention. India Today reported that Choksi was planning to upgrade his residency status from an F to an F plus residency card. This update would have made his extradition from Belgium difficult. Once this was learnt, Indian agencies pressed Brussels for Choksi's extradition. Belgium halted the conversion of Choksi's residency card on its part. Eventually, India's formal request, coupled with two non-bailable warrants issued by Mumbai court in 2018 and 2021, led to the arrest of Mehul Choksi. Choksi's lawyer in India, Vijay Agarwal, today confirmed his client's arrest in Belgium. He said his team was in the process of filing an appeal against the arrest. Agarwal said his client is being treated for cancer and that Choksi's human rights would be affected if he was extradited to India.
My client was taken to custody on Saturday and at the moment he is in prison. And there the procedure is not to apply for bail. The procedure is to apply for file an appeal. And during that appeal, the request is made that he should not be kept in detention. He should be permitted to defend himself, oppose the extradition request while not being in custody. These are the obvious grounds. That one is that my client is not a flight risk. And secondly, he is extremely sick. One is he is undergoing the treatment of cancer. And last time when he was picked up from Antigua to be taken to Dominica by the Indian agencies, that time because of the torture, he's feeling very claustrophobic and he's got some permanent deformities, and as well as he's suffering from PTSD, this post-traumatic stress disorder. So these are the various issues because of which he should be granted bail. And moreover, now the case has become very strong after this Bhasin's request for extradition has been turned down. That's a procedure and basically we'll be defending it on two grounds. Generally that it is a political case, and secondly because of the human condition in India, and in the Sanjeev Bhasin's case, it has already been held that the Indian prison conditions are not human. So because of that it will be defended.
Meanwhile, the Modi government too has confirmed the development. NDTV reported that New Delhi is working towards a quick extradition and a request to deport Mehul Choksi has already been made to Belgium, and that the government will use every legal tool available to bring Choksi back. That is what the Indian government is saying. Now, this isn't the first time that India has tried to get Mehul Choksi back home and face the law. Like I said at the start, Choksi managed to flee to Antigua in 2017-18. He had managed to secure citizenship through an investment program in that country. In May 2021, reports surfaced that Choksi was suddenly missing from there. Later, it came to light that he was arrested in the Dominican Republic for illegal entry. A CBI team from India was rushed to the Caribbean nation to secure his custody. But that plan couldn't go through. Mehul Choksi claimed that he was kidnapped by Indian authorities, and that's how he ended up in the Dominican Republic. He said he was kidnapped. His legal team told the Dominican court that he needed medical treatment in Antigua. His lawyers assured the court that he would later return to face trial in the country. So after spending 51 days in jail, Mehul Choksi got relief and he flew back to Antigua. Later, the illegal entry charges against him in the Dominican Republic were dropped too. The next setback for India came in 2023. That's when Interpol revoked the red notice against Mehul Choksi. Interpol is basically the international police organization that helps combat crime globally. Now, generally, countries rely on Interpol and its team to nab fugitives who are running from one country to another. Interpol said there were concerns about a fair trial for Choksi in India and possible political motivations too. Following this, India was reportedly pushing for Choksi's extradition through formal channels. Now, just to give a quick background in this PNB scam case, Mehul Choksi and his nephew Nirav Modi, along with a few officials of the bank, allegedly committed a fraud of around 13,500 crore rupees. This alleged fraud originated at a branch in Mumbai's fort. Choksi and Modi allegedly manipulated the bank systems to obtain fraud letters of undertaking or LOUs. Now, these LOUs are basically bank guarantees that helps get short-term loan for business purposes from overseas branches of Indian banks. Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi, who owned the Gitanjali group, fraudulently acquired thousands of these LOUs from the bank. They allegedly claimed that they needed cash, they need money to import pearls. The money, instead of being used for importing goods like they claim, was allegedly diverted and laundered and of course not paid back. The bank reportedly did not note any of these transactions in their official records. Mehul Choksi specifically has been accused of being involved in fraudulent transactions worth over 6,000 crore rupees. Once this scandal came to light, Modi and Choksi were booked. The CBI has filed 2 charge sheets against Mehul Choksi, while the ED has submitted 3 prosecution complaints. A special PMLA court in Mumbai has been hearing the ED's plea to declare Mehul Choksi a fugitive economic offender or FEO. Declaring him as one would allow the government to confiscate his properties even before trial begins. And Choksi, of course, has opposed this plea in courts in India. He, through his legal team, have been saying from the start that Choksi is unwell and that's why he can't come to India and face the law. The Economic Times reported in December that Enforcement Directorate has started restoring assets worth over 2,500 crore rupees. The agency said they have zeroed in on the alleged proceeds of crime totaling to about 80 crore rupees which were held abroad by Choksi. So to return the money of those affected by the alleged fraud, the agency reached out to these respective countries where Mehul Choksi was holding the property, asking them to monetize these assets and send the money recovered from that back to India. So, will Mehul Choksi be extradited? Ask the man who brought the PNB scam to light, and he says it is difficult. Hari Prasad SV told news agency ANI, extradition is not an easy task. Choksi's wallet is full and he will employ the best of lawyers in Europe to avoid the process, like what Vijay Mallya has been doing. I don't think it is going to be easy for India to get him back. Even I got his arrest warrant from Bengaluru police, but nothing really happened as he was smart enough to get away from the clutches of law. When he was caught in the Dominica and other islands, he could manage to get out of it because he has a fleet of lawyers. But I wish and hope that this time the Indian government will succeed. But can Mehul Choksi be extradited? A provision is already in place with some terms and conditions. In 2020, India and Belgium signed a new extradition treaty. Both countries agreed to extradite any individual, any person in the other's territory who is accused or convicted of an extraditable offense. And these offenses include murder, rape, forgery, embezzlement, fraud, etc. The treaty says that extradition can only be granted if the alleged offense is considered a crime under laws of both the countries, that is India and Belgium. It adds that the agreement says that India or Belgium are not obligated to extradite their own nationals, whether by birth or naturalization, under any circumstances. Exceptions to this extradition include whether if it's a political, military offense or because someone else belongs to a particular caste, religion, gender, etc. Now, how Indian authorities go about navigating this post-arrest phase in Mehul Choksi and even Nirav Modi's case will be closely watched. That's all we have for this report. Thanks for watching.